Hey guys, happy Friday. Looking forward to a good weekend. I think I might actually do a little Christmas shopping this weekend. But anyway, let's see. What I wanted to was going to talk. I was watching some cop shows like I usually do before the gym each day, and something popped back into my head. I remembered probably the closest time I ever came to going to jail. I got when I got I got arrested, but I got out of it, and I'll tell you guys about that now. Um, I was buying crack like I did every day at a Rite Aid in Waterbury down in a parking lot. This guy would meet me. It turns out it was this small, it's probably a Puerto Rican guy, very cocky. I had seen him carrying a 40, I think it was a 40 Magnum revolver. Uh, I remember he said to me, "If I want your fucking money, I'll just take it." And this guy's like 2 feet shorter than me. But hey, I say yes, yes, sir, man. Anyways, I'd meet this guy down in the city, to 10, 15 minutes from my house, every day. And I was all high this day. I would buy $50, $100 worth of crack, smoke it. It would go faster each time, a couple hours, go down. And each time I took that ride, I was a mess. I was all jittery and shaky, and my jaws going. If I ever got pulled over by the police, there was no chance. Anyway, I pull into this Rite Aid parking lot, all jittery. I back in and I wait a few minutes and I see his black. They all drive the same fucking car, man. I don't know. This was 13 years ago. I don't know if they still do, but they all drove fucking black Honda Civics or black Hondas with the windows blacked out. It was like the company car they all drove, man. Drug dealers, swear to God. And these guys would all smoke huge joints while they're driving around selling big bags of crack like this. They were all smoking joints, which I thought was so stupid because it'd get them busted immediately if they ever got pulled over. Anyway, he pulls in and I get out of my car and I walk over to his his passenger side window and I lean in and we're doing a deal. Hi, how you doing? It was a chunk like this, if I remember right, maybe $70, $60. I think it's a $60 piece, if I remember. And I, out of the corner of my eye, I see a car, an LTD, but it wasn't a cop LTD. It was a Ford or maybe it was a Buick. I don't know. It was a big car, four door. Come across the street and pull in from the deli across the street and pull into the parking lot I was in. And I thought that, it's common to have other buyers pull up as you're buying. These guys would set up multiple buys. So I'm smiling. I thought I was other buyers, and I look over and I see some guys in the car, and they're coming up fast, and they come right up, maybe 15, 20 feet from me, and all the doors open. They all jump out, and I realize, it's the cops. I was under surveillance apparently. This guy just drops that fucking car. The dealer drops the car in gear and fucking he doesn't give a fuck about life or limb of any old people, anybody in that parking lot, that Rite Aid parking lot. He just starts tearing out of there. They go for him. They get me, spread eagle, felony position on the ground. But as soon as I saw those doors open, I had the drugs in my hand. He had my money. And I looked over and I dropped the rock into his car, into his passenger seat by the door. As soon as luckily my arm was still in the car, and I saw them all jump out, and I dropped it. So I had no drugs on me, no money, nothing, and they put me in the felony position. Meanwhile, they're chasing the dealer. He's doing donuts. I'm surprised he didn't kill somebody or hit cars in that parking lot, and he got away. And they were pissed. So they search me. They throw me in the car. They take me down to the station, and I'm not no dealer. I told them the truth. I wasn't hard at the time. I was a user. At that point, I was a broken down junkie. And I told them the truth. I didn't have nothing on me, and that was that. They gave me an attempt to possess narcotics charge, and later I found out it was the same exact. It had a penalty up to 7 years in jail. Same exact charges if I had drugs on me. Possession or attempt to possess, same thing, 7 years. So, I was fucked. I went to court first time, and this big tough prosecutor. I learned here, man. I learned not to fuck with prosecutors. I didn't know a lot. I had been very, very extremely lucky up to this point, buying drugs every day, but not getting caught. So I didn't know much about the system, I didn't. I knew they were called prosecutors. I really didn't. I didn't really know much about the court system. I know what everything was called, but I didn't know how it worked really. And so now I'm a heroin addict at this point, and I had to get high that morning just to get down to the court. Not high, but I had to use that morning just to get to court. It's how heroin addiction works. And I lied to him. I've been clean. I've been clean for 3-4 months. Here's a tip: if somebody's clean, it's like their fucking birthday, their second birthday. They will know the exact date, the last day they used. Me, October 23rd, 2006. 13 years and almost 1 month ago. They will know. If somebody says I've been doing good, I got 3-4 years, they are fucking lying. Trust me. Everybody that's still using or lying is going to say, I've been doing good. I got 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 years. I've been doing good, though. That's a giveaway right there. Trust me. If somebody's clean, I'd say 99% of the time they will know their last use date by heart. Trust me. So it's a good way to tell if somebody's lying or not. So I tell him that, and he is a no-nonsense motherfucker. He goes, he deals with addicts all day and night, and he goes, you fucking, you're a liar. He goes, I tell you what, Daryl. He says, there was a bailiff right behind me. He goes, the bailiff will take you right now for a piss test. You piss clean, you walk out of here. You piss dirty, you're going right to fucking jail. Do not pass. You're not even going to court. You're going right to the lockup. And I was like, I'm lying. I'm dirty. So I learned right there, man. You do not, I learned a big lesson right there. All right, so he tried to offer me a deal where I would do buys for the police. Well, the police put that on the table when I was down at the police station, and it's not, I'm not going to narc. I can't burn my connections and shit like that, especially a heroin addict. I can't burn my it wasn't an option, but I just kept quiet. I didn't know how to get out of the situation. I didn't agree to it, but I didn't disagree. So it was kind of on the table. It got brought up in court, and they kept extending the court date. So one of after 3 or 4 court dates, I had this woman judge, and she asked a lot more questions than usual. And she asked the prosecutor, she was going to put it on the line. She said, are you going to work with the police, and I'll give you a suspended sentence or some shit like that? And then she starts asking about what was he caught with. And the prosecutor just blurts out, well, he was caught with drugs and money. And I was like, I put my hand up. And she was nice. She was like, she let me talk. The judge let me talk. And I said, I had no drugs on me and no money. And she turns back to the prosecutor. And she says, is that right? So the prosecutor looks down and she goes, I'm sorry, Judge. He had no money or drugs on him. She's like, well, that's a different story. You had nothing on you. No. So I guess that saved my ass. Another luck out right there. And she sent me down to, I think it was called the community court. So I went right down to this other court, and that judge, a black guy, I go up in front of him, and he goes, what's this guy with a felony doing in front of me? He says, usually it's misdemeanors. And it was going to be for community doing work, for working in the streets, clean up garbage for a week. And he says, usually they don't send felonies down here. And whoever it was, my defender or whatever, explained that I had no drugs or anything on me. And he's like, all right, I'll give you a chance. And I got 1 week of community service, and it was dropped, expunged, or nollied, whatever the fuck you call it. And that was the closest I came to going to jail. Not long after I got clean. That was, you don't get too many of those. You get one of those fucking chances, and I knew that. And the cops, but this time the cops in town knew me. They knew my car. They knew what I was doing. I saw that same cop that arrested me in that Rite Aid parking lot. About 2 months later, I was making a buy, and I went by him while I had the fucking drugs in my hand, and he stops the car. He's doing traffic. And he goes, "Hey, Daryl, I see you go up and I see you come down. What are you doing up there?" He goes, "Don't worry. I'm not going to search your car." He goes, "Are you going to learn?" And, and he let me drive away. And it's times like that that stick in my head, that got me clean. That realized, they know what I'm doing. My luck is going to run out, and it's running out quick, and it's running out now. And I got clean shortly thereafter, and I managed to avoid jail. One of the very few lucky people. Knock on wood, man. And I learned my lesson. So that's the story. Don't do drugs. Enjoy the weekend. Stay clean and sober.